One part of the Affordable Care Act is causing some concern for volunteer firefighter and emergency responders throughout the nation and right here in central Pennsylvania. Good evening. I'm Carolyn Donaldson. John Clay's off tonight. Volunteer firefighters have been facing some tight budgets and a decline in membership for years, and now they've got a new concern. WTAJ News reporter Jim Madalinsky is live with more on how a new finding in the Affordable Care Act could cost them big bucks. Jim?
Carolyn, volunteer firefighters and state and national leaders have been scrambling all day after word started to spread that volunteer fire companies could be considered small businesses under the Affordable Care Act. Tonight I talked to the president of one local company who said he's still not sure what to expect. 97% of Pennsylvania firefighters are volunteers, but according to the Affordable Care Act, they also might be considered employees.
Kind of blindsides us a little bit in the fact that it tries to regulate an issue that, in our case here in Dauntless and Evansburg, may or may not apply to us.
According to the IRS, people who work more than 30 hours are considered employees, whether they're volunteers or not. That means fire departments with more than 50 members would be required to provide health care coverage as a small business, a cost they say would be crippling.
It would present a financial burden, certainly on the municipality and the fire service, which could jeopardize volunteer fire service in the Commonwealth.
This would actually just crush the availability of emergency services throughout communities throughout the entire United States.
Congressman Glenn Thompson spent 30 years as a volunteer firefighter. On Wednesday, he helped introduce a bill exempting firefighters from health care laws.
And we're not talking about paid individuals. We're clearly not talking about employees. We're talking about individuals who serve their neighbors.
An opinion that so far has bipartisan approval.
We're trying to, I think, align what happens at the IRS in terms of how they define an employee with the intent of the Affordable Care Act. I think we can do that.
And